So 30th of August, end of the week, end of the month. So it's August, and one of the things about August is that people generally take holidays during the month of August, early September, also late July. So these sort of summer holidays, typical school summer holidays, people are taking holidays. And what that means is it's very difficult to get people in and get enough. If you want to arrange a meeting with a number of people, it's very difficult to get people in a room at the same time because someone's off here, someone's off there, and people have their lunches staggered, people are working from home, they have other things added in. So it's sometimes very difficult to find a meeting time, and in the summer holidays especially so, because everyone just has various commitments, people are off and so on. So things slow down in the summer. It's sort of like Fridays here, because a lot of people here take Fridays off. They work compressed hours, so they work additional hours on Monday to Thursday, take Friday off, or take every other Friday off. So Friday, not much goes on, which means you can get your work done, which is nice. And this week I've been trying to, this has come to a bit of, so this has been highlighted a lot for me this week because I've been trying to arrange a couple of meetings over the next few weeks. I'll be trying to look at workflows and things to improve within the workflow. But obviously for that sort of thing, you really want the entire team there because you want to build everyone up and pull the team together and pull the team along with you, or get the team driving this change that you want, and get that, and the change comes from the team. So the plan for my workflow sessions is actually to get the team to map out the current workflow within the team, what are the processes, what actually takes place, and then look at, okay, where are the places where actually it's working well and where are the places where it could be improved, and then actually have that actually visualized within a board and describing the workflow, and then improving the parts that need improving, maintaining the parts that need maintaining, and it just gives everyone in the team oversight into what everyone else is doing as well, because not everyone has that oversight. People are sort of working on one part in particular, they might not have oversight of another part, but I think it's important to have that, because they could perhaps, for example, if you're a developer and you're solely focused on just getting a ticket, working on it, programming it and sending it on, it might actually be beneficial for you to be involved at a different stage in that process. And actually, it is beneficial for you to be involved at earlier stages of the process. And so this will give everyone a chance to understand where everybody sort of fits in and how they could improve how they fit in, which will actually lead to issues that they're experiencing being resolved. And that's the key thing. So that's what I'm going to pull out. Anyway, just pulling these sessions together has been a bit difficult because of the number of absences. So I'm sort of delayed a couple, had a couple in, got some pre-starter sessions going in. So we're making progress. So for the pre-starter sessions, what I did this week was I had a workflow session, but just for the leads, because I wanted within the team, I wanted the lead to be on the same page in terms of, do we actually understand what's going on in the team? And obviously I'm new to the team, I expect the others to have a fairly good idea. So we put things together and we realised there's a bit of a discrepancy there in terms of our understanding of the process, but also of certain words that mean different things to different people, and so that sort of influences what our understanding is, and also the need to do certain things is misunderstood. So for example, what is the purpose of user research? Okay, now everyone agrees that user research is necessary, but the purpose for user research can actually be twofold. It can be both to understand whether the need is there, but also to understand how to address that need. Now, they're both similar, and people think of sort of user research as one or two of those. For a person in my position, I generally think of both of them. But it turns out that people in different positions generally veer towards one or the other. Just in this example, user research, one person might think that's testing if there is a need for something. That's it. That's all user research is doing. Another person would be saying, actually, what user research does is it tests to see how this issue could be resolved. What's the best way to resolve the issue? Okay, according to the user, research with the user. Explore that with the user, get their information, right? And you might think, okay, well, so what? That's hardly a big deal, but actually that becomes a big deal. So if you have someone who is saying, all right, the users require X, Y, Z. Let's say they've got a lot of experience. They are essentially, that's their position. They represent the user in the team in terms of what they're providing. Then you have someone else on the team who then says, okay, thanks for telling me. Now I'm going to do some user research. Now, in the mind of that person who said, thanks for telling me I'm going to do some research, they're thinking, right, great, this person's highlighted the need, which clearly there's a need because that's what they're an expert in, identifying these needs. I'm now going to go away and find out how to resolve these needs, what the best way is to move forward with these needs with the user. Now, the person who made the suggestion, if they only see one side of the need for user research, they'll be saying, okay, I've told them the need, user research finds out if there's a need or not. This person's now going away to do some user research, which obviously means that they're going away to find out if they need it or not. So what's the point? Because I've already told them. You see how that works? You see how, because of this double understanding of what user research is for, and one person takes one view and one person takes the other view, there becomes a misunderstanding, and as a result, actually it can be quite insulting. Because if you take the view that user research is just to find out someone's need, and you have already identified it because your expertise, and someone says, right, I'm going to do some user research now, well, it just sounds like they're double checking on what you're doing. So there's a conflict there. And whereas the other person thinks, okay, user research is all about finding out from the user how to resolve that need and what the best way is. So they don't see a problem. And so now you've got a situation which, on the face of it, shouldn't be an issue, but is an issue because of this misunderstanding and because people see things from their own viewpoint. Person in my position, delivery manager, you have to see it from all positions. And so and when you see it from all positions, you can recognize the problem that's arisen, and you can resolve the problem. So along those lines, that's the kind of thing I've been focused on this week. So we had a workflow session with a focus on a particular area where I saw that there was clearly some conflict there, and it was just because of misunderstanding of what these terms mean. So we had this workflow session between the leads, and in a couple of weeks' time, when things have settled down in terms of holidays and so on, we're going to have a similar workflow session, but with the whole team. But this session had to happen first because I wanted to align the leads before we take it to the team, and then we can get the information from the team, work together with the team, and move forward with it. So a good session, tough session, because obviously there's an element of conflict there, but ultimately a resolution to the conflict. And that was the main session for that side. On the other side, we've got this issue with the other side where people in the recent retro mentioned that they have requests come in for work from just randoms in the organization, and I don't think that's the best way to set up a workflow. So you can't just have members of the team taking on work because random people within the organization have said, oh, I need this or I need that, right? So I've looked into creating a fresh service, like a ticketing system, as a way to field and triage incoming requests. Okay, so everything comes in through a single point. We can then look at it as leads, and that can be then disseminated to the individuals who need to take that on, or we can be integrated into a roadmap and we can relay back, okay, so we can get this done within a certain amount of time. So that was the other session, just looking at how that works, and I think it'll be fairly straightforward setup. It's just about getting the team on board in terms of using it, and then getting the organization set up in terms of using it, because people are going to have to change the way they're requesting from the second team, because at the moment they're just used to calling whoever they know from the team or messaging whoever they know and saying, I need this, this or this, whereas now they'll have to go through a system. Ultimately, it'll be better for the team and the individuals to go through the system, but it's about explaining that benefits, because it's unfair then to ask individuals to make that call on prioritization, because they might not have the big picture. But also, some people, obviously, if someone senior is asking an individual for some information or some analysis of some sort, they're going to go ahead and do it, regardless of what there is as a priority that they should be doing. And this will help sort of take away the individuals from the front line, put me in front, or put the other leads in front, and say, look, we've got your request. It's in a roadmap. We'll work on it this time, get you what you need by this time. And that way there's less pressure on the individual team members. That's the idea. So that's another major sort of thing that I've been working on this week. That's pretty much it. And the rest of the week, regular sort of things. I've just been trying to tidy up a few meeting sessions. I asked the product manager from one of the sessions to move all the invites from their calendar to the team calendar. That means that now if I need to make a change to it, I can make a change to it. If sessions I set up that she needs to make a change to, she can make changes to it. So it's a bit more sort of a team event rather than owned individually. I find that to be super useful. I'm going to put that in place as well for the other team, because I think that'll be super useful for them as well. It's not something they have. In fact, oddly enough, the other team, they struggle to know who's in and who's out because they don't have a team calendar which lists absences. So that's something I've got to put in place. So a few major pieces and a few bits and pieces of a bit more admin type work, but just to help the team run smoothly. And that was my week. I hope you enjoyed listening. See you again next week.